Hi students. Today we are going to learn next module of the lesson Annie's Confession from our literature reader. At the end of the class you will be able to read and comprehend the story, enrich your vocabulary, to observe why Annie had to resort to a false story, to learn and identify similes. Before going to the next part, let us recollect what had we learned till now. For that, I'm going to ask some questions. Here is the questions. What is Marilla worried about? Why does Annie sound guilty when Marilla asks her if she has seen the brooch? What had Annie done wrong? Why does Marilla not believe Annie when she says she put it back on the table? What does Marilla ask Annie to do? Dear students, I hope you all can answer to these questions. If you can't answer, don't feel bad. Just read the lesson once again. I'm sure you all will be able to do it. Let's move on to our lesson. I want you all to take page number 13 of your literature reader. In the last lesson, we discussed that Annie had taken the brooch just to see it and she kept it back, but Marilla was not ready to believe her. So Marilla gave her a small punishment to stay back in her room unless she is ready to confess. Marilla don't want to see her again. So on the early morning when Marilla were there in Annie's room with her breakfast, she saw she was sitting straight upon her bed and she looked quite determined. So we are going to start from there. Listen. Marilla, I am ready to confess, said Annie. Ah, Marilla laid down her tray. I took the brooch, said Annie, as if repeating a lesson she had learned. I didn't mean to take it when I went in, but it looked so beautiful. I thought I could put it back before you came home. When I was going over the bridge across the lake, I took the brooch off to have another look at it. Oh, how it sparkled in the sunlight. And then, when I was leaning over the bridge, it just slipped through my fingers and went down, 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 all purpley, sparkling, and sank. That's the best I can do at confessing, Marilla. So, see, when Marilla opened the bedroom, Annie was ready to confess. Marilla laid the tray down on the table and she was ready to listen what happened to her brooch. So Annie started. I took the brooch as if repeating a lesson she had learned. She was repeating whatever she learned, like that she was telling it. And see how does she confess here. I didn't mean to take it, but when I went in and it was so beautiful, so I just thought I could put it back before you came home. I just want to look at it and I thought that I will put it back before you came home, and I play with that. And when I was going over the bridge across the lake, I took the brooch to look it once again, but at that time, what happened? That brooch unfortunately slipped through my fingers and it went down to the water. And with the sparkling, it went down and it sank. And she was telling, "This is the best I can do at confessing, Marilla." Marilla felt hot and anger. Annie, this is trouble, she said, trying to speak calmly. You are the wickedest girl I ever heard of. Yes, I suppose I am, agreed Annie. Will you please punish me right away, Marilla? Because then I would like to go to the picnic. So here, when Marilla hear Annie's confession, she become very angry and she is shouting at our Annie with anger. And she is telling Annie, this is a terrible thing and you are the wickedest girl which I have ever met in my life. But our Marilla was agreeing to it. She said, yes, I suppose I am, agreed Annie. Will you punish me right now? You have to punish me right now, Marilla, because then I would like to go to the picnic. Here, Annie wants Marilla to punish her right now. Otherwise, she will not be able to go for the picnic. So, do you think that Annie have done something wrong? Did Annie really take that brooch? Was the confession made by Annie true? Let's see whether it's true or it's a false story made by Annie. And what is the reaction of Marilla on Annie? You will go to no picnic today, Annie Shirley. That shall be your punishment. So, Marilla was not ready to let Annie go for the picnic. She was very rude and she, in an angry voice, told Annie, this is the punishment. You are not going for the picnic anymore. Annie jumped up and grabbed Marilla's hand. Oh, Marilla, I must go to the picnic. That was why I confessed. Please punish me any other way you like. Think of the ice cream, Marilla. I may never have a chance to taste ice cream again. Marilla let go of Annie's hand, saying, you needn't plead, Annie. You are not going to the picnic, and that's final. Here, when Annie heard that Marilla won't allow her to go to the picnic, she suddenly rushed towards Marilla and she grabbed her hand, take her hands and said, oh Marilla, you must go, I must go to the picnic. Please allow me to go to the picnic. That's why I confessed for going the picnic. I want to go to the picnic. That's why I confessed before you. Please punish me in any other way you like. You can punish me any other way. Think of ice cream, Marilla. Marilla, I may never have a chance to taste ice cream again. Just think about just think about punishing with ice creams and all. Just think it. So what did Marilla do? Marilla let go of Annie's hand. She took her Annie's hand from her hand and said, you not needed pleading. I don't want to hear any argument or request from you. You are not going to the picnic, and that is the final decision I am going to make. This is a punishment I am going to give you. So Annie, no need of pleading in front of me. The decision which I take is final. Marilla returned to the kitchen where she kept herself busy. She washed the dishes and fed the hens. Then she remembered that there was a small tear in her best black shawl. She decided to mend it. After having a conversation with Annie, Marilla went back to the kitchen and she was busy there. She done the dishes, she washed the dishes, and she went to give food to the hens also. Then she remembered that her favorite black shawl got a small tear in it. She want to stitch it. As Marilla lifted the shawl, she noticed something glittering and sparkle. She snatched at it with a gasp. It was the amethyst brooch. See what happened when she took her shawl. She noticed something was shining. She snatched. Snatched means she grabbed it with a gasp. Gasp means catch someone's breath with an open mouth or with astonishment. When we feel surprised or we are overwhelmed that situation. It was the amethyst brooch. What was the shining thing hanging on her shawl? It was the amethyst brooch. What does this mean? Said Marilla. Here is my brooch that I thought was at the bottom of the lake. I remember now that when I took off my shawl on Monday afternoon, I laid it on the table for a minute. I suppose the brooch got caught in it somehow. Well, so now Marilla was just surprised. What does this mean? Because a few hours earlier, Annie told that it fell into the lake. Unfortunately, when she was playing with it, it fell into the lake. So our Marilla was little bit angry and very sad about thinking about her brooch. Now, when she got that brooch back, she was thinking, "What is all about this? What is the meaning of this? This is the brooch which I thought, which was lying. It will be lying under the bottom of the lake." Now I remember. She was thinking, she's going back what happened on that day. When I took off my shawl on Monday afternoon, I just kept that shawl for a few minutes on the table. I suppose the brooch had got it in somehow. So she remember all the thing what happened on the Monday afternoon. Now she got an idea how does this brooch come on her shawl. Marilla went looking for Annie and saw that she had been crying. "Aunt Shirley," said Marilla, "I have just found my brooch hanging on my black lace shawl. Now I want to know what the story you told me this morning meant." So now she is ready to hear Annie, and she is asking Annie to tell the truth about the brooch and the story she told in the morning. "You said you would keep me here until I confess," said Annie. "And so I confessed because I want to go to the picnic. I thought of a confession last night and made it as interesting as I could." So this is the story behind the confession made by Annie. Marilla told her that she won't allow Annie to go outside until she is ready to confess. Annie badly needed to go for the picnic, so she was ready with the confession. In order to make confession more realistic, she thought of a story in the last night, and in order to make it interesting, she added something and she presented that story in front of Marilla. Why? Because Annie wants to go for the picnic. Marilla had to laugh. "Annie, I was wrong. I shouldn't have thought you lied. Of course, it wasn't right for you to confess to a thing you hadn't done. So, if you will forgive me, I will forgive you. And now get yourself ready for the picnic." Annie flew up like a rocket. She washed herself while Marilla filled a basket for her. So, when Marilla heard about the false story or the false confession made by Annie, Marilla laughed. And Marilla was now confessing. Marilla is telling like this, "Annie, I understood I was wrong. I shouldn't have thought that you are lying. Of course, it wasn't right for you," and she is giving Annie some instruction also. You shouldn't confess to a thing that you haven't done. If you haven't done anything, you now need to take it as your fault. So if you will forgive me, I will forgive you also. Now, Annie, you can go for your picnic. Get ready for the picnic. See, when Annie heard that from Marilla, She was very happy. She flew up like a rocket. She was that much fast. She washed herself while Marilla filled her a basket for her because Annie was getting ready for the picnic. That night, a very happy, tired out Annie returned to the Green Gables. After the picnic, she was very happy, even though she was tired, but she was very happy and she returned to the Green Gables, the farm home of Marilla and her brother. Oh, Marilla, I have had a perfectly scrumptious time. Scrumptious is a new word I learned today. I heard Mary Alice Bell used it. Everything was lovely. Here you can see Annie is describing about her experience on her picnic and what she felt. She felt scrumptious. The meaning of the scrumptious is here wonderful and enjoyable, very attractive. Anything can be used. And Annie is telling like this scrumptious is a new word which she learned today. Mary Alice Bell was using it. That means everything was lovely. We had tea and then Mr. Hermon Andrew took us for a row on the lake. 6 of us at a time, and Jane Andrews nearly fell overboard. She was leaning out to pick water lilies, and if Mr. Andrews hadn't caught her just in the nick of time, she would have fallen in. And we had ice cream. Words fail me. I can't describe that ice cream. She was giving a clear picture of the things that happened on her picnic day. They had a tea. Then Mr. Hermon Andrew took them for a boat ride through the lake. 6 of them were on the boat at a time, and Jane Andrew, she was nearly to fell. Why? She was trying to pick up the water lily, and at that time, Mr. Andrews protected Jane. That why she escaped, otherwise she would have fallen into the lake. And she cannot describe about the tasty the delicious ice cream that she had on her picnic. Words fail me means a phrase used to say that you don't know what to say because you are so happy or shocked. Marilla admitted to Matthew that evening, I made a mistake, but I have learned a lesson. And although Annie's confession was a lie, it's not as bad as the other lie would have been. The child is hard to understand, but no house will ever be dull when she is around. What happened in the evening? She confessed, she admitted the mistake made by her to her brother. How was she telling about this? I made a mistake, but I learned a lesson. Although Annie's confession was a lie, it was not bad as other lie. And the child Annie, she is very hard to understand. But if she is in our house, we will never feel dull because she is a lovely child. She is that much good. Dear students, so hope you all understand about the story. Annie made a false confession because she wanted to go for the picnic, and when Marilla found out that it was a false confession made by Annie, she became very happy and she told Annie never to confess for the thing which you haven't done. And Annie was very happy after coming back from her picnic. She described the entire thing to them. And coming towards the end of the lesson, we can see Marilla admitting her mistake to her brother, and last we can see that she loves Annie very much. We will be answering the questions in our textbook during our class. Let's move on to an activity. Today we are going to learn about similes. I hope you have heard about a simile. Do you know what is a simile? A simile is a comparison between two things using the word like or as. Two unlike things are compared together using the words like or as. One example is given here. Her mind is like a sponge absorbing all of the details. Can our mind act like a sponge? No, here two unlike things are compared. Mind and sponge. Her mind is like a sponge. So this type of comparison is called simile. Let's move for more examples. A few examples of similes is given here. Let's have a check. Like two sparrows in a hurricane, as cold as ice, like a rolling stone, whose fleece was white as snow, like a bird up in the sky, like a bird in a cage. And there is one famous rhyme which we all know: twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Here, the usage of the word like, it's simile here. So, you have come across so many examples. Let's go into more examples. See, here two unlike things are bring together and they are compared like using the word like as like. Solid as a rock. Can we be solid like a rock? Quick as a wind. Big as a bus. Cold as winter, shiny as gold, cry like baby, he swim like a fish. So these all are more examples. Here is a small activity for you. Annie flew up like a rocket. So now we learned what is a simile. Two unlike things are compared together. So it is called simile. Here you have to underline the similes in the sentence. Say whether they describe the action well or not. We will be discussing the answer for this in our classroom. Try to find the answer before entering our classroom. So students, that's all for today's section. Hope you all understand this. Thank you students for listening. Thank you. Have a nice day.